Do you ever feel as though the very fabric of your reality is shifting around you? You could be shifting into the fifth dimension, otherwise known as the 5D. In this video, I am going to share with you some powerful signs you need to be aware of, especially in today's world. Because in this universe, energy is picking up speed. It is moving faster and faster. This means that more and more of us are awakening. And through our awakening process, as we raise the energy of our being, as we raise our vibration, we are more susceptible to being swept up into the 5D, sometimes without even realizing it. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some 5D ascension signs, but first let me know in the comments, have you ever shifted into the fifth dimension? What are your experiences in the 5D? Or as you listen to these signs, let me know if any sign sticks out to you and resonates with something you've experienced. In this community, love is catching like wildfire. We are all connecting with and supporting one another on this spiritual journey, this awakening journey that is both physical and very spiritual in nature here in this life. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings in the 5D here on YouTube. I also just want to introduce myself to anyone who may be new to my channel. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and today, the 5D, the fifth dimension. First, let's go over some misconceptions about the fifth dimension, because so many people completely misunderstand what the 5D is to begin with. And of course, to know whether we are shifting into the 5D, we have to know what it is. First, the greatest misconception about the 5D is that it is some external place or space that you ascend into one time and then permanently stay there. This couldn't be further from true. The fifth dimension isn't some external different place. It is another layer of reality itself. It is a layer, a dimension of reality, as the name fifth dimension suggests, that is simply vibrating at a much higher rate of frequency than the 3D. Think of it like the difference between 2D and 3D. When we talk about something being two-dimensional, we talk about it seeming very flat. When we put that two-dimensional image into the third dimension, into the 3D, it takes on life, it takes on form and shape and color. It becomes more vivid to us. Now imagine that amplified to an even greater degree, and that's what you get in the fifth dimension. It is adding that next layer to reality, a layer that speaks and communicates in terms of energy. In the 5D, everything is energy. This is the layer of reality in which we are able to communicate energetically with everyone and everything around us. not only are we able to communicate energetically, but everything we see is energy. When you are in the fifth dimension, you are able to see into what we sometimes refer to as the higher realms, which is simply the layers of energy within this physical world. And I'll get into this sign a bit later. I don't want to spoil the 5D ascension signs just yet, because I still want to talk about some of these misconceptions first. But you should know that when we talk about the fifth dimension, we are predominantly talking in terms of energy. Another thing you need to know about the fifth dimension is you don't just permanently ascend into the 5D and then stay there. I mean, I guess it would be possible to do this, but at least 99% of people aren't doing this. In fact, you can flicker from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. I talk about this when I talk about twin flames, soul connections, because oftentimes when we meet a person who raises our energy just by communicating with them, by exchanging energy with them, we are able to, through these soul connection communications, these energetic exchanges, we are able to find ourselves flickering into the fifth dimension, even in conversation with this person. This can happen literally in a moment, in an instant, and be over just as fast. You may receive signs of the fifth dimension through these seeming flashes, where reality suddenly looks different just for a second, where you see some flash or glimmer of energy just for a moment, some shimmering of light around a person, maybe even taking on a color, which means you could be seeing this person's aura, their energy field, through the fifth dimension. It's kind of like how when you were a kid, if you ever went to see movies in 3D, they would give you 3D glasses so you could see what was going on. And if you took off those 3D glasses, everything looked two-dimensional and maybe even a little confusing. But when you put on your 3D glasses, suddenly everything popped out, came to life, and the movie made more sense to you. It wasn't so chaotic and confusing because it was meant to be seen in 3D. The same is true about our world, about this matrix that we live in, this planet, this universe in which we thrive. We are meant to be experiencing this world in the fifth dimension, essentially putting on our 5D glasses. Life can feel like a chore. It can feel painful, boring, mundane. We can feel indifferent to it when we are stuck in the 3D. It can even look chaotic and nonsensical to us. But when we step into the fifth dimension, everything takes on a newfound clarity. We step into that spiritual side of ourselves, the part of us that is capable of reading, seeing, and clearly interpreting all the energy around us. So again, this can happen very instantaneously because all the 5D requires of you, the only thing you need to do in this illustration to put on your 5D glasses is to raise your vibration high enough to match the frequency of the 5D. The only thing that keeps us stuck in the 3D world is remaining stuck at a lower rate of frequency. And specifically, when we have blocks within our energy, these blocks keep us very much plugged into the 3D. We will find ourselves never able to raise our energy high enough to reach the 5D as long as we have these blocks, and here's why. Imagine these blocks, which we could also call subconscious or unconscious blockages, thoughts playing on a loop, ways in which we were programmed that we aren't even aware of. Imagine these as energetic walls within your energy body. And in order to get your energy higher, to raise your energy to the fifth dimension, you must get it flowing very fast. But when we have these so-called walls within us, these subconscious forms of programming, ways we have been programmed by society, by our parents, teachers, peers, these walls slow the flow of energy. So it takes much more effort to get our energy going fast enough to raise our frequency and to move into the fifth dimension. I have created a 7-chakra clearing subliminal. This meditation track is designed to clear away these blocks, to essentially destroy these walls, metaphorical walls within your energy body that prevent the perfect, easy flow of energy through you. Once you eliminate these walls and blockages, you will find it much easier to naturally flow your energy, and as a result of flowing your energy faster, to raise your energy to the fifth dimension. This subliminal is designed also to bypass the conscious filter of the mind, which is very important when we're speaking in terms of energy. It is often said that the subconscious mind is the body, specifically the energy body that we're talking about here, that flow of energy. So when we have these negative subconscious thoughts, these blockages of thought we may not even be fully aware of, they slow down this flow of energy. The problem is the conscious mind is a very good gatekeeper, protecting the subconscious mind from being influenced. Subliminals are a powerful tool to plant positive, powerful messages on the subconscious while completely bypassing the conscious mind, because the messages are actually incomprehensible to the conscious mind. The conscious mind can't hear them because they are embedded within other meditation sounds and frequencies. You can access this 7-chakra clearing subliminal completely free for 7 days when you create a trial account on my website, Sound and Soulful. The link to this subliminal will be in the pinned comment and in the description box. So how can we know whether we are in the fifth dimension, whether we are ascending to the 5D? The first sign is a bit counterintuitive. This usually happens in the early stages of ascending to the 5D. So if you aren't yet fully accustomed to being there or to raising your energy to this level, what can actually happen is you can feel as though you are in a state of limbo. You can begin to simultaneously feel happier, more free, more authentic than you have ever felt in your entire life. And yet, oddly, at the same time, you don't see things shifting in your material world. So this puts you in a state of spiritual limbo, where your soul is experiencing this deep freedom, joy, authenticity, and yet you find yourself dragged back down into the 3D because you look around and your world doesn't seem to be matching your soul. It feels as though your soul has raised its frequency, that you are on this higher level spiritually, but your world still isn't fully aligning with that. The reason for this is energy shifts first, reality follows after. What you have to understand is that when you start doing the energy work, when you start clearing away your blockages, your negative belief patterns, when you start flowing your energy in a more powerful, constructive way, when you raise the vibration of your being and begin shifting into the 5D, you will begin to feel freedom like you've never felt on a soul level. But don't look around too quickly and begin to take score of the material results of that freedom, of that energetic expansion. Because there is always a delay. The energy moves first, and then there is a time lag, a space in which you may feel caught in limbo. And the future of you, the future of your life, your expansion, all hinges on what you choose to do during that limbo, during that period of uncertainty. If you continue to step forward bravely into the fifth dimension, if you continue to allow your soul to expand, even if you aren't seeing the material results from that expansion yet, those physical results will come. Your reality will transform into something more beautiful than you ever could have imagined, but only if you choose to have faith during that limbo period. The second sign you have ascended into the 5D is that you actually do begin to experience visual, physical changes. And what I mean is you begin to see reality, but see as if there is some other layer on top of it. And at times, this may make you feel a little crazy. This actually isn't just experienced through visual perception, but through all of the 5 senses. Visually, you may begin to literally see energy in glimpses. You may see sparkles of light. You may see energy waves coming off of people or places or trees. You may feel as though reality has taken on this new dimension, just like those 3D glasses at the movies cause things to pop out to you that you couldn't see without them. It feels as though you've put on 5D glasses that are causing certain visual stimuli to jump out to your eyes, to your very physical eyesight that you never knew existed. But again, this may happen through any of the senses. Auditorily, you may feel as though you are hearing things, people speaking, people communicating, hearing strange buzzing or ringing in your ears. Any kind of strange auditory sensations could be you hearing into the 5th dimension. Now, because of you having this new layer of reality all around you that you are now perceiving through your senses, the third sign of 5D ascension is that you will become much more energetically attuned or sensitive, and this will impact every area of your life. It would take hours to fully explain how impactful this energetic sensitivity will be, but one way this will cause you to react is within your relationships. You will find yourself unable to tolerate negative energies in the way that you used to, and you may even blame yourself at times. You may think something must be wrong with you because people you used to be able to spend a lot of time around and their energy didn't bother you. Suddenly, these people and the conversations they're trying to have with you, these negative conversations will feel absolutely intolerable. They may even begin to impact your physical body. You will feel this negative energy like a heaviness that hangs on you. It may even come through as chakra sensations, negative, uncomfortable sensations through your chakras. Because you are more energetically sensitive, you are able to sense into this world of frequency and energy much easier than most people who are living in the 3rd dimension, and much easier than you used to be able to do yourself. And this will affect the people you spend your time around, the places you spend your time around. You may find yourself suddenly eating a different diet as you adjust to the frequencies of food you are now picking up on. You may find yourself wanting to spend more time in nature because nature has a perfect frequency. You may find yourself wanting to meditate or listen to meditation music. Meditation music often contains binaural beat frequencies that resonate with energetic centers in the body, and as someone in the 5D, you will be much more sensitive to these beats and tones and frequencies, which is also why I include binaural beat frequencies in the subliminals I create. The fourth sign that you are ascending into the 5D, into the fifth dimension, also results from this energetic attunement. You may find psychic gifts awakening within you. And I say awakening because these gifts have always existed within you. They are just being activated as you ascend into the fifth dimension. You see, each of us are born with certain soul inclinations stemming from our psychic abilities, whether we realize it or not. People who are drawn to creating music or to using sound in some way to create art are often highly empathic through their auditory senses. This is a psychic gift that they have that they are then translating into creating music. The same is true for every form of creating art, whether it's writing books, painting, even certain professions and callings like becoming a counselor, becoming a teacher, being a public speaker, building a business. We are drawn to our passions because they reflect the deep psychic abilities that may not even be fully awakened yet within us. But when you ascend into the fifth dimension, your energy is vibrating so fast and you are so attuned to energies. Your ability to utilize and consciously harness these psychic gifts is amplified to the nth degree. It is exponentially increased. And finally, the fifth sign of 5D ascension. You are becoming aware of your own 3D programming. Most people throughout all of human history have walked the earth unconscious to the ways in which their mind has been filled with the limiting beliefs from other people that they have then accepted as limitations for themselves. But when you ascend into the fifth dimension, it's like you suddenly have a bird's eye view of this world. You can clearly see this matrix for what it is. You are able to essentially be an outside observer to your own mind programming. You are becoming aware of your shadow self, meaning the parts of yourself out of the light of your consciousness, out of your conscious awareness, those subconscious programmings that have been running in your mind your entire life. You are now noticing them and how they have negatively affected you. And not only are you acknowledging this programming, but you are beginning to have the courage to address the ways in which you have been programmed and to shift these patterns to become the person your soul has destined you to become. You have found this courage within you because you've tasted the freedom that is possible for you. You have tasted freedom through these flickers and flashes of experience, these touches, so to speak, with the fifth dimension. I hope this video was helpful for you. If I did resonate with you, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for being part of this space with me here on YouTube, for co-creating these videos through your presence virtually here with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again in the next podcast.